So hey guys, and welcome to another video of the Random Watch Dude. So I've got something quite unexpected today. As you can see in front of me here, I have a new watch. So new watch alert, NWA. This is, as you can see, the TUDOR FXD Marine Nationale. So I made a video quite recently where I talked about this watch. I talked about the watches that I was hoping to get my hands on in 2024. And here we are in the, well, not even just after the middle of January 2024. And I've picked up the watch which was pretty much number one on my list, which was the Marine Nationale. Now, I couldn't get this watch. I couldn't even see this watch for sale, excuse me, anywhere for sale. In New Zealand. I could not see it. I found this watch plentifully for sale on Chrono24, but even used ones were going for about retail or just a tiny bit under for a brand new in a box. They were going for slightly over retail. So I said, well, I'm not gonna buy one that someone else has managed to get their hands on for retail or even slightly under, and I'm certainly not going to pay more than retail. So I was prepared to wait for this watch. But here we are. So how did I get this watch? Okay, I got this watch by private sale, which really surprised me. Look at that lovely blue. I've had this watch for 2 days and I'm still getting my head around the fact that I've got it, and I'm still enjoying, just the honeymoon period of it. So excuse me whilst I admire it myself. But how did I get this watch? I got it by private sale. So this was for sale on the local auction site here. Which is called Trade Me. It's the New Zealand version of eBay, essentially. And this watch was for sale, brand new in a box. The warranty card is literally stated as the 3rd of January 2024. So it was literally brand new in the box. And the guy wanted retail for it. He was essentially putting it up for retail. And of course, the first question you ask yourself is, why is the guy selling this watch? He's just got a really, really hard to get watch, particularly in New Zealand. I've not even seen these on display in the ADs. Why is the guy putting it up for sale? So it turns out, after I did my due diligence on the seller, it turns out that he picked this up. This was on his list of watches that he wanted to get his hands on. But he'd recently already just picked up the TUDOR Marine Nationale, not the Marine Nationale, the FXD Alinghi. So the Alinghi version, which came out just a few months ago. He'd already just picked one of those up just 2 or 3 months earlier. And then this one came up. He bought it anyway, which is, quite right. That's probably what I'd do as well, to check it out and decide which one of the two you wanted to keep. However, by then he decided that he actually didn't necessarily prefer the Alinghi version. That's the carbon cased version, by the way, with the blue dial and the black bezel. And Alinghi, for anybody that doesn't know, Alinghi is a team which is going to be sailing in this year's America's Cup in Barcelona. Now, for those of you that don't know what the America's Cup is, it's a huge sailing event. You'll see the likes of Rolex, Omega and Panerai, and also this year you'll see TUDOR advertising their watches on the sails of the 5 teams. There's only 5 teams that sail in the America's Cup. It's a phenomenally expensive competition to enter into. Alinghi is actually a Swiss team, which is strange because Switzerland is a landlocked country, but they do have a sailing team that's taking part. Excuse the cicada in the background that's just suddenly hatched, and he'll be going for the rest of this video now, because once they start, they don't stop. So he's probably just hatched this morning. Anyway, where was I? Alinghi. Okay, so TUDOR are sponsoring Alinghi in this year's America's Cup in Barcelona, and they've released a couple of FXD models, and one's a chronograph, and anyway, he picked up the standard Alinghi. Then he got obviously the call for this one, and he's decided after a couple of weeks of owning it and actually not even wearing it that he doesn't want it anymore. So here I am, and now I own it. I've had it for 3 days now. Hasn't been off my wrist. I'm absolutely loving wearing this watch. Now, I just want to talk briefly about the price I paid, because I'm sure that's a question that you'll want to ask. So I ended up, so he had it up for retail, and we ended up negotiating a price which for me finished at 20% under retail. So he had it up for 6,800 New Zealand dollars, and I've ended up paying 5,450. How did we get there? Basically, guys, all of the things that I've talked about in previous videos about negotiating, checking the seller, vetting the seller, asking lots of questions, doing your diligence, knowing what the market price is, and also just understanding, you know, how keen the seller is to move the watch on. We ended up at 54.50, and you know, to the guy's credit, he even came to my house and showed me the watch before I paid him, and we had a lovely conversation actually for quite a long time. He stayed at my house for about an hour, and we were chatting away about watches. So I got a really, really good feeling about the guy before I paid him. I paid him instantly over internet banking, so it was a nice, smooth transaction. I decided I was going to pay him after I checked the watch out and spoken to him, and within 5 minutes of me transferring the money to his account, you know, he was stood there and on his mobile phone he said, "Yep, got the money, thanks very much. Bob's your uncle." Happy buyer, happy seller. I mean, that's the way it should be as well, eh? So that's where I got to with this, and that's how I ended up with this. I'm still shocked actually, guys, that I've got this watch. And look, there are lots and lots of reviews of this watch on the internet. I'm not going to review this watch, but I am going to just show you a couple of things. Look, the dial's beautiful, guys. It's a lovely matte dial, and it's a lovely matte ceramic bezel. The lume on this, now keep in mind that the lume is not only on the hands and the indices. The lume is also on the bezel, not just on the numerals, but on the minute counters as well. The lume on this shines, trust me guys, it shines like a cat's ass. It is absolutely amazing. It's totally stunning. And what I really like about the you know, the colorway of this watch is that it's very simple, blue and white. You know, that lume is pure white. Here they haven't put any patina on it or darkened it in any way to make it more creamy. It's just a lovely pure blue and white watch, and I love that about this. Of course, it's titanium. And you know, the great thing about this watch, the unique thing about this watch, and the reason it's called the FXD, is FXD is strangely short for the word fixed. They've just taken 2 letters out of a 5-letter word and shortened it to FXD, and because it has these fixed bars across here, so it's impossible, when this watch is on a NATO, it's impossible for anything to break or for it to fall off. Now I'll just pop this this strap off. So this strap, by the way, this is the complimentary strap that they give you, as opposed to the standard strap, which is honestly, guys, this strap is fantastic. This is like it's just a single pass canvas strap with Velcro, with a Velcro. And it's really, really high quality Velcro as well. It's not cheap Velcro. It's really nice, sticky Velcro that you'd expect, you know, the likes of NASA to have come up with and used on their Apollo missions, because that's, by the way, that's where Velcro, why Velcro was invented. You know, necessity is the what is it? The result of innovation is necessity, and that's yeah, that's really working for me. I actually love this Velcro strap. It's the first time I've had a decent watch with a Velcro canvas strap. Not sure I'll get another one either, because they're so unusual. But it doesn't feel cheap and tacky at all. Excuse the pun, tacky. It doesn't feel cheap at all, this strap. It's very, very premium. I really like it. Titanium buckle on that as well. But this rubber complementary strap intrigues me actually. I've been wearing it for the first time today because I was just doing some weed spraying in my garden, so I thought I'll just chuck this one on just in case, well, because it did get wet. And yeah, it feels rubbery, but it also feels like it's got some sort of canvasy nylon in there as well. It's a very interesting texture actually. I do like it. It's very, very nice strap, very comfortable. So here's the case back, guys, and as you can see, very shiny case back, isn't it? As you can see, I've actually still left the case back sticker on there. I've been debating over the last 2 or 3 days, you know, do I want to take that sticker off or not? And I have decided that I'm going to. So I thought, you know, I'll just take it off now, on this video, just for a bit of fun. It's like probably like picking an enormous scab, actually, pulling this off. Oh, look at that. Yeah, it's like, you know, when you've got really bad sunburn, and of course, being English, I'd know all about that. When you've got really bad sunburn, and after a few days, the skin starts to peel. Peeling a case back sticker off is a bit like that. It's very satisfying for me. So let's just pull that off. There we go. Off you come. I will keep hold of that actually. I'll just keep that safe because, you know, I think you watch dudes will agree with me that keeping hold of packaging is the one thing that you will always try and do if you can. You know, if you buy yourself a you know, $10,000 TV or something like that. You throw all the packaging away, you can't wait to get rid of it. But you know, you buy yourself a watch, you want to keep all the little plastic bits, don't you? All the little throwaway sticky things. You just want to keep them anyway. So there you go, guys. There's my inaugural caseback peel on this Watch Dude channel, and what a beautiful caseback that is. So if you're not sure why it says MN23 at the bottom there, that's essentially to denote the fact MN is short for Marine Nationale, which is the French Special Forces, French Naval Special Forces. Cool, try to say that after a couple of beers. And the 23 is to denote the year. So although I bought this watch, or the guy that originally bought this watch, bought it on the 3rd of January, of course the watch itself was cased in 2023, so that's why it says MN 2023. So any versions of this watch that you might be buying over the next sort of 6 months or so will probably now say MN 24, because they will have been cased in 2024. So there you go. It's a look, guys, this is a really unique watch. I'm in love with it already. You know, it's not disappointed me. It's one of those watches that I was unable to try on in the boutique, because frankly they just didn't have any to show me. So I kind of have, this is another one of those watches that you buy based on internet reviews and just ogling over other people's YouTube videos. And you know, it really has not disappointed me at all, guys. I'm over the moon with it. So you know, it is exactly what I hoped this watch would be. It's very unique. I've had the Tudor Pelagos before, and I'm talking about the standard Tudor Pelagos, and I also had the blue version of the Tudor Pelagos as well. This is very different. You know, they carry the same name, Pelagos, but this is a very different watch. Although aesthetically from a distance they may look the same, there are some significant differences. The key one obviously being the fact that this has got fixed lugs, but also this is thinner. You know, this is a thinner watch than the standard Pelagos. So I've just got to pick it up and admire it again. I'm sorry, it's just such a beautiful thing. So there you go. Look, like I say, guys, I'm not going to make a full review of this watch. I think there's plenty of reviews on the internet about it. They're normally made by people that don't own the watch. They've just grabbed the watch for a day or two, either from Tudor or from a watch retailer. So you know, you've probably seen lots of videos out there about the specs on this watch from other people. So I'm not going to go into that. I'm just going to tell you guys that this is an absolutely stonking watch. I love it, and I am over the moon. Not only with the fact that I've got it, I'm over the moon with the buying experience. I'm over the moon with the price I paid, and this is without question going to stay in my collection for a very long period of time, guys. I absolutely adore it. So there you go. That's the end of this video, guys. Just a quick look at the Tudor Pelagos FXD Marine Nationale and my buying experience. And thanks for watching the video. If you like the content and if you like the style of the video, please do subscribe to the channel. And I'll look forward to seeing you on the next video. Thanks, guys.